Today, my dad's showing us how to make the takeout classic
京都肉排
Peking Pork Chops. This dish has a confusing origin, but it's universally popular because when it's done right, you get to bite into 3 layers of perfection. A tender cut of pork, a lightly double-fried crisp, and a zesty sweet and sour sauce. Now let's learn how my dad prepares the pork.
首先咧就嚟切咗嚿豬肉先嗬，就唔使切得好厚嗬。
First, we'll cut the pork into half-inch thick slices.
咁一塊過就得噶啦。
We're cutting perpendicular to the grain lines on the meat to get more tender slices.
切咗之後咧，我哋用個刀背就拍一拍佢嗬，拍散佢嗱。
We'll repeat the pounding process with each slice of pork.
咁個效果咧就佢炸起食咗上嚟咧，佢就唔會韌嚇，即係話拍散佢。嗱拍嘅時候咧，我睇下呢啲紋係一條條嘅 ，OK， 就咁樣打橫咁拍佢嗬。嗱打橫拍佢嗱，你唔好咁樣拍，咁樣拍咧，佢食嗰時候佢會韌，順紋拍佢會韌，咁斜地。
Shirley from the CANTO Cooking Club asks, how do you make it so the meat is still tender and juicy?
好似我就剪咁樣，將啲肉都爛咗佢，咁佢就可以吸收啲汁咯。整嗰啲肉紋之後，佢就唔會韌啦。好啦，拍好之後咧，就開個醬嚟醃啲肉先啊。佢2個湯匙生粉嚇，係1個湯匙蠔油，1個湯匙嘅酒，2個湯匙嘅水上去。胡椒粉咧俾少少得啦，1/4個茶匙，鹽咧半個茶匙好啦。俾埋咁多嘢之後咧，就攪勻啲醬汁佢嗱，攪勻佢。
Then we'll stir to mix the marinade. We have all of these ingredients listed on our blog at madewithlau.com, along with step-by-step instructions and video clips to guide you as you make the recipe at home.
攪勻之後咧，就將啲肉排擺落去啊，將啲肉擺落去，擺肉之後咧就撈勻佢嗱。
We'll mix the pork with the marinade, squeezing with our hands.
將啲肉咧完全俾嗰啲醬撈勻晒佢，完全攪勻佢，攣下佢嗱，攣佢，等佢吸收晒啲味料。而家咪啲肉濕晒啲醬汁啦嚇，吸晒，好啦，擺喺度嚇。而家再嚟做咩啊？教個粉炸粉醬係用麵粉。
Here, we'll combine 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a half teaspoon of salt. Then we'll add water, starting with 5 tablespoons.
慢慢攪開佢，一邊攪咁順住個匙針咁攪佢，嗱匙針攪開，慢慢俾下，唔使一下俾晒。之後咧，再俾2個湯匙嘅落去，慢慢你唔好一下俾晒啲水下，如果一下俾晒啲水佢稀得滯，你攪唔就要加粉啦。而家就俾咗7個湯匙嘅水。
We'll add another 2 tablespoons of water here.
係咁樣攪開佢。
We'll mix the batter each time we add water, paying attention to how thick it is.
咁樣就結得滯啦，唔得啦嚇！再俾個湯匙嘅水，即係10個湯匙嗬。要攪到嘅咧冇一粒粒。咁樣就結得滯啦。
We'll add 1 more tablespoon of water for a total of 11 tablespoons to get the right consistency for the batter.
而家得啦，收尾再加啲油上去攪稀佢就得㗎啦。
After mixing till the batter is smooth with no lumps, we'll set it aside. The name of today's dish is one example of how things can get lost in translation. In Cantonese, the dish is called京都肉排, or Capital City Pork Chops. At the time of the dish's conception, the capital city of China was Nanjing, but by the time the dish was popular enough to be translated into English, the capital was Peking, now called Beijing. So it became Peking Pork Chops. As always, Cantonese people adapted this dish to satisfy their own tastes and their Western customers, using Western ingredients like ketchup to enhance the red color of the sauce. Another version of this recipe uses spare ribs, but because most foreigners don't like eating around bones, this boneless version became the default option in Chinese restaurants overseas. Regardless of its confusing origins, if you're a fan of sweet and sour sauce, give these pork chops a try.
呢個時候咧，就再教呢個甜酸sauce咯，呢個京都 sauce。
First, we'll use 5 tablespoons of Chinese red vinegar and 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. These are just 2 kinds of vinegar used in Chinese cooking. For more on different kinds of vinegar and how they function in marinades and sauces, click the link in our description for lesson 13.1 in our fundamentals library. For more acidity and red coloring, we'll add 4 tablespoons of ketchup. Then for the sweet part of the sauce, we'll use 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce and 3 tablespoons of sugar. Finally, we'll add 2 tablespoons of water.
咁樣將呢個份量攪開佢就，將佢攪開咗。你認為啱你嘅甜酸度就 OK。如果最唔啱咧，唔夠糖咧，就加糖。如果酸得滯，你就加糖。
Now we'll taste the sauce to see if it needs any adjustments.
再加少少糖。 就俾多半個湯匙上去，呵。
咁味道係咩？係酸同埋甜。
酸甜香，節醋嘅香味喺度。
What are the ways to get the red color?
呢紅色嘅節醋、番茄醬，紅色啦。我冇落過其他嗰啲色素落去啫。OK。
Whoa, are you filming it? Because Cameron's going for it.
嗱，開少少嘅生粉，好啦，俾個茶匙，係一個湯匙仔，搞開佢喺度。
We'll use this slurry to thicken our sauce later.
材料全部準備好晒之後咧，就開始炸。我哋用呢隻好靚嘅橄欖油嚟今日炸，呢個橄欖油啦，可以用嚟炸嘢嘅嚇。
Peking pork is a dish that requires double frying, just like General Tso's chicken and other classics. Historically, my dad has used corn or canola oil for frying and general purpose cooking, but as far as healthy oils go, there are better options. That's why today we're putting Graza's Sizzle extra virgin olive oil to the test, which I've seen just about everywhere across social media, but not with Chinese cooking. When Graza reached out to be a sponsor, I was a little skeptical that it was just basic olive oil with a pretty face, but after New York Times Wirecutter named it the best all-around olive oil, we decided to give it a go. The Graza Sizzle oil actually augmented the sweet sour crunch of the Peking pork very nicely. It has a bright and aromatic taste that works well with Chinese flavors, with a smoke point of 411 degrees Fahrenheit, which also holds up to the rigors of Chinese wok cooking. As far as the packaging, it comes in an easy peasy squeeze bottle and is fully opaque to block out light, the first enemy of extra virgin olive oils, and we'll get to the second in a bit. To quote a Serious Eats article, people buy oil in big bottles and leave the bottle for months, and even the best olive oil in the world will be destroyed. That's why Graza also sells these nifty nitrogen-sealed refill cans that are portioned perfectly to keep oxygen out, which is the second enemy of extra virgin olive oils. Their oil is single origin from Spain and single varietal, Pequal. And overall, we've been really happy cooking with Graza's oil lineup, both Sizzle and Drizzle, their finishing oil. I would say it's definitely worth trying out as a healthier, high-quality oil at an affordable price point. If you're interested in trying it, you can get $5 off your first order of Sizzle and Drizzle at graza.co with code MADEWITHLAO. Before we fry, we'll add a tablespoon of oil to the batter.
因為狗啊，只可以俾佢落去之後咧，俾啲鹽落去炸嘅時候咧，佢嘅醬咧就炸起上嚟會脆啲、鬆化啲嚇。
After mixing the oil, we'll set the batter aside.
然之後咧，開水燒鑊，燒熱隻鑊先落油。嗱，鑊就燒熱咗啦，中間轉白，開始有啲淋煙出嚟，咁即係話隻鑊夠熱啦。如果你燒得鑊唔夠熱咧，佢擺嚿肉出嚟，佢會黐個底。俾油係10個安士油咁上下啦。如果你多啲油，咪可以快脆啲炸；少啲油就炸分咗2次炸。啲油炸完之後可以用嚟煮菜乜都得㗎。第一次炸係330度至350度，如果係270，或者你冇呢個時候咧，你就可以用個筷子俾落去。如果佢起泡，慢慢起泡咧就得㗎啦。而家就未得啦嚇，而家就爭少少。而家去到330度開始轉閂慢火佢。咁之後咧，我哋將啲炸粉倒過嚟呢度。第一次你唔一定去倒晒，你用唔晒就可以裝起佢，擺喺雪櫃，下次用。要炸之前先至落啲炸粉一齊噶嘛，唔係一早咁撈埋佢一齊。如果你一齊俾埋佢，咪變咗瀉水咯。炸呢個肉咧就唔需要好多個粉，唔需要好厚，太厚啲粉咧就變咗嚿肉就冇咁鬆化，冇咁香噶啦。而家大概俾咗3分2度，就已經你咁多嚿肉咧就已經夠噶啦。而家開始俾落去，睇下。
Now we'll add the pork a piece at a time, making sure there's not too much batter.
而家係刮緊佢。
或者睇佢唔需要咁厚啊嘛，唔需要咁厚粉。
We'll spread out the pieces to make sure they fry evenly and split the frying into 2 batches to not crowd the wok.
炸到佢微輕轉黃就得㗎啦。轉黃啦就夾起佢，啱啱再炸第2次
After just 1.5 to 2 minutes of frying, we'll take out the first batch with a spider strainer and set it aside. We'll repeat with the second batch. My dad turns up the heat here to make sure the oil is at the right temperature of 330 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll take out the second batch when it's done and set it aside. If you don't have a spider strainer, it is very handy for all sorts of cooking, and we have a link to ours in the description.
夾起油渣夾咗佢揸佢。而家咧將佢爐開翻高啲佢開到370度咁上下啦。
We'll add in the first batch again for the second fry, which will make the pork chops extra crispy.
加幾秒鐘就得㗎啦。第2次咧就好快脆得啦，夠油溫佢炸嘅時候好快脆嗱。
After just 20 to 30 seconds, we'll take it out.
係咪？咁啊卡拉中意嘛？
Then we'll repeat the second fry with the second batch, then take it out.
OK， 生火。
Then set the pork aside.
焗同埋氣炸鍋得唔得啊？
氣炸鍋都 OK， 氣炸鍋你咪焗住佢兩邊脆味到啲茄汁撈咪得咯。你氣炸鍋就唔需要用炸粉啦，係咁樣俾啲，好似我頭先醃嘅時候就咁醃過就得㗎啦，唔需要俾炸粉㗎啦。兩邊整香佢燶佢就可以俾呢個汁撈咪食得咯。呢個時候咧，將啲油倒緊過嚟先啊。
Now, we'll carefully pour the hot frying oil into a heat-resistant bowl to cool.
呢個就好乾淨嘅，將個底抹一抹佢。
We'll wipe up any leftover fried residue in the wok.
呢個時候咧就煮嗰啲 sauce 咯，就唔需要俾油啦，即係鑊仲肥嘅嚇。
We'll add the sauce and turn on the heat.
開火，我中火得啦。
As the sauce begins to boil, we'll mix with the spatula so it doesn't burn.
點解要煮啊？
跟住煮佢要煮咗啲嗰個汁先至夠結啊嘛，推開佢，將佢收乾啲水分，收乾啲水。
After 1 to 2 minutes of simmering the sauce, we'll lower the heat and add our slurry.
就要加啲生粉上去啦。頭先開咗生粉嗰度嗬，加少少上去就得㗎啦。加少少生粉上去。
We'll pour in the slurry slowly while stirring to thicken the sauce.
好，
There's no need to add all of it if we reach the desired consistency.
而家試下佢嘅味道係咪真係夠先啊？
A quick taste test of the sauce here.
再俾翻一個茶匙嘅糖上去，再煮咁佢煮翻喺佢。
We'll cook the sauce for just 20 to 30 seconds to mix it in and dissolve the sugar.
咁就得啦。
Now we'll add in the fried pork and mix it with the sauce.
再加少少油上去，乾啲嚇。
We'll drizzle in a tablespoon of oil and mix it in. Then we can plate.
Wow.
Then we'll sprinkle on some sesame seeds.
生啲芝麻上去，咁就靚仔啦。咦
？Oh my god.
好似
Oh my god. 而家想食晒。
好，朋友們，京都肉排煎好咗啦，希望大家中意。紅堆妹妹落樓吃京都肉排咯。
Wow. I need more. More of this one?
YouTube thinks you'll like this recipe next. Let's see if they're right. A huge thank you to our wok stars and all of our chefs in the CANTO Cooking Club.